Oh shoot, I did not. I even add myself to the stream. That's why they work. Cause now it's talking should work.
Oh shoot, I did not.
Yeah,
Maybe
there
add
we go.
myself to the stream. That's why they work. So now it's talking should work.
See, I'm just gonna
Oh
do.
shoot,
Yeah,
I
there we
did
go.
not.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, we're done echoing. Alrighty, guys, here we are. First ever live stream. I'm doing a tutorial for people who are beginners. If you don't know how to make beats or you're first using FL Studio for the first time, this tutorial is for you. I'm gonna try and keep it short and sweet. And it's actually gonna be a complete walkthrough of everything for FL Studio. And I've only been doing this for like 8 months, so everything's not gonna be the best. So right now, what we have here we have the channel rack, we got an 808, we got our clap, our hi-hat, our snare, and then we have an acoustic guitar for is what I got here. This thing would usually be over here on the side. This is where like all the built-in FL Studio packs that they got. Sometimes they have they got drums in here for you to use. They got hi-hats, kicks, percussions. They got legacies. They got even loops. So if you want like a drum break you want to use, you could use one of those in there. You see how that sounds pretty good? You could probably make something crazy with that. I probably will eventually use those loops, but I usually like to make the drum patterns myself. I usually like to make it with nothing else, but I do know people like I will probably Kanye or other artists will probably use those drum loops by themselves. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and just get into it. So the first thing that you usually do for your beats is you come up with the melody, right? But or you could come up with a drum pattern. So it really depends on what type of beat you're making. So today we're gonna be making a rap beat or hip hop beat, and we're gonna mostly start off with the melody. Now you could start off with the drum pattern, like you can add the hi hats and the kicks in there. But we're gonna be doing 97 BPM right here. So this is just a little guitar pattern I got right now. You see that? You know, it kind of repeats over and over again. That's it. So we're kind of going for like an old school boom bap beat, right? So I'm gonna have that boom, boom, boom. So you know you can already hear it. But right here, what I have is this little like note on here to imitate a guitar sound. So we're just gonna unmute all these and just hear how it sounds. You can hear how it kind of already sounds fire, right? So what we're probably gonna do, right, is I'm gonna go ahead and make a set again pattern of this, right? So in this channel rack, you can clone these things. You just right click on here and you hit clone, and then you can clone it. And then you got a second one right there. Now, if you want to copy this pattern and put it in there, because most people right in the beginning would just click piano roll again, and they would have to, you can see behind like it's like faded. So you can put these notes back in here just like this on the pattern, and it'll be good. But to save you time, right? You just go back over here, you right click on the first one, you go over here to copy, and you want to click on this one again, right? Just click on it once and then hit paste, and it'll copy that pattern. And you gotta make sure that it actually copies it correctly, right? Because sometimes it won't copy it fully. So for this first one, right, we'll just leave it a classic guitar and we'll use this one. So I guess we could here, we'll just rename it classic. We'll put um I'll just put C acoustic 2. And then you can put the hashtag sign there too so you can know it will be distinct. And then we'll just have this one as classic acoustic and then number 1. I'm trying to get in the habit of doing this because most of the time I'll just have the 2 there and I know what it is, but we'll have this for 2. So this first one, we're just gonna delete all of this. So this will be just our oops, did not mean to do that. Okay, how do I zoom out? Okay. Ooh, get me out of here. Oh no. Oh no, how do I get out of here? I don't want to see all this. Okay, there we go. How do we okay, oh, right click. Okay, so right click's how we get out of it. Okay. Okay. Okay, back to normal now. Sorry about that, guys. You're gonna want to control and then left click, drag over all this, and then you just hit delete that. So we'll just have this simple pattern here. And then we're just gonna copy all of this, right? And it'll say control B, we'll copy it like that. So this is another way you could do it quickly. So if you want to copy a pattern, right, you could just go over here to the top, right click on this little bar and then drag all the way till it's highlighted and then hit Control B and it'll paste it forward. Or another way you can do it, right, is you can just Control C and just highlight all of it like this and then hit Shift and then drag it over here like this. And it doesn't really matter which way you do it, but either way you can copy it. I just know using Control B now seems a little bit more easier so you don't mess up copying anything. But here we'll just play this first little part. Oh yeah, I need to mute this first so we can hear just this. And then for this one, right, we'll have this part come in. So then we'll just do the same thing, Control this, paste. And then make sure you unhighlight this because it'll just repeat that pattern if you don't. See, look, if you just do this, once it gets to the end, it'll just repeat it. So yeah. So when I was making this pattern, right, I was like, okay, because this is a guitar, right? So we're imitating an actual guitar because I don't have a guitar, right? Most people don't have instruments to play live into FL Studio or any DAW that you're using. So you have to just think, okay, what would a guitar do that I could play, right? A guitar, you could hold a one note and you could pluck the strings. So you know, I have these 4 chords that you got going up here on the thing, and you just be plucking it, the ding, 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 ding. So just to imitate it, right? And then to give it some little vibration or a different pattern, right, for the sound, you could kind of edit this here. You can make it go live. Kind of edit the velocity on this. Do we don't want to sound too crazy, right? And that's what we'll do. And then what we'll do for this part is we'll just highlight all this, delete it real quick, and then we'll deselect, and then we'll select this part again and just paste that, and then we'll use that as the actual pattern. Then the actual velocity notes stay the same instead of me going around and adjusting all of it and it being different. Right? And then when we change the velocity too, it gives it more of that live feel because, you know, you won't be pressing the keys down as hard every time. So there we go. And then we got this first pattern right here. So to be honest with you, we could just keep this one the same level, right? But, you know, we could spice it up a little bit if you want to real quick. You know, just change it however you want to feel it, whatever you're feeling. But don't change the volume too low, too drastic, because people can tell the difference. You don't want this to always be all the way up here, right? Because people will hear how loud it is. See? That's just like, it's not realistic. See? You got the little vibe going right there. And then we'll just do this, right? And boop, boop, boop. There we go. And then we got the first part. All right, so now time for the kick, right? So for this kick, I don't really like this kick. So what we're gonna do, right? We're gonna go to View, Plugin Picker, or you can use F8. I think mine has F8. Nope, F8 is just a volume for me. I don't have it. I don't have it to where when I'm in here, it's gonna sync it up with that drum pad. But we're just gonna put this drum pad in here. Then we're gonna just find us something, right? We're gonna find us a good kick real quick. And so what kick are we gonna use? Presets. We'll go over here to just a kick I actually like right here. It's a hardcore kick. I think I like this one. Let's see, we turn up the, nope. See if I add some mallet. That'll work, I guess. And for the snare, we're gonna use the same one, right? Go back to plugin Piker. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna change up the snare because there's snare light in here too. It's this Bassett snare. Let's see where it's at. It should be right. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. Yeah, see, this is a good one, but it's a little too hard hitting. I need more of like a classical snare or like an old hip hop one. I think they got a hip hop one here. Yeah, I like the sound for this one. Oh, no. Bro, I'm gonna go back to the other one because like there's some snares that actually are loud when they're the hip hop ones. Um, I don't know what I'm looking for on here. It's not that loud sound that I want though. It's not giving me the sound I need. I don't know what that noise is. It's making it sound like that. I want to do, man, I should probably just went with that 808 snare, y'all. Let's see real quick. I'm gonna see if I can find something, y'all, real quick. I'm gonna see if I can find something real quick. No, I'm making this tutorial long, and that was not my plan. Instruments, see drums, percussion. Is there a snare anywhere? Oh, here it is. I kind of like this one. snare. Okay, guys, we're gonna have to probably just go with this snare then for now. No, I can't. I can't. Sorry, guys, I cannot do it. That snare is just so garbage. I have to use another one. I'll have to just figure out another one later. And then that pretty much be it for what we got. And then you kind of just have to repeat. I know right now that snare does not sound the prettiest. Especially with the hi-hat I got going on. Let's see if I can adjust this snare a little bit. I know we'll just have this. We're just going to this piano roll, right? And we'll just have this copy over, go to snare, and we'll do the same thing, right? Control B, I'm doing the same thing, Control B. And up here, you can kind of select all your audios, right? That you want to have, you can just paste them all up in there same way. And then we're going to go. So we got that. And now we're going to add in our hi-hat, right? So our hi-hat should probably be every 4 steps. Well, let's try every 2. And then when we go to our hi-hats, right, we can go into our settings. When you double click on the hi-hat, if you go over here, you can go to module, right? You can shift the swing, right? The swing will affect how like quick it will take for it to actually hit. So it sounds like it's a little bit behind and a little more. But we can obviously always change that. And then we're gonna go in here. And then we're going to change. We're actually going to delete all of this, right? We're going to do the same thing that we did before. And we're going to just change the velocity on this one. Just take it down just a little bit, right? Go over here. Paste it all the way. Control B is what I'm doing, right? That's it. all the way down, and then we'll hear it again. Get some more bounce. I like this already. And if we change this one, yeah. On the streets, bounce on the see, y'all hear it, right? Y'all can already hear a rap going over this. So now what we're gonna do, right? Now that we have our snare, we got our kick, we got our clap. I mean, we got a hi-hat. Now we can just add a clap, right? Just spice it up a little bit, right? So I guess sometimes what we can do is we can change the clap out, the snare out for a clap, right? Y'all hear that? Yep. See, that sounds real good, right? And that clap, we could probably change it out for a different clap, right? So let's see. We just search clap over here. This little browse all is good because it can search for a bunch of different claps that you're looking for, right? And that should be for anything. You're just typing the word clap here. It should bring up some stuff, but sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it does. See snare. I think they have a. Yeah, see, these are all different type of claps, but we're not really looking for those type of claps. We're gonna go to percussion. Say like this clap right here. There we go. See, that sounds funky right there. And then for the main part, we can have the snare come back. Well, of course, we're gonna get that snare fixed. Don't worry about it, y'all. That snare is gonna get fixed. Okay, so now, right, we got our main part, right? We have the introduction to the piano part, and then we got the main chorus that we're gonna have for that part. And then we should probably have something for the second verse, right? Something that spices it up just a little bit, right? So we could probably add, let's just like have this looping, right? We'll just turn this off and we'll just have this part just looping again. And we'll just have the drums, right? And the drums and the snare looping. Just think of something that we would have, right, guys? So we could have a loop over this. We're looking to go into our synth. Probably gonna use Citrus. And then we'll just go through Citrus, right? And we'll just find something. Citrus has a bunch of things right in here. You got ARPs we could add in. Let's try ARP, right? I feel like an ARP would be good. Let's try this cube. See. G. Okay, we're gonna go in here, right? See what this ARP. Now we're gonna hit record right here, right? And when we hit this record button, you can record stuff in live. There's got notes, animation, you got audio into Edison editor, so you can basically record something into Audison, and then it'll actually be able to open up so you can edit it, and you have everything, right? And this different stuff. But we're just gonna do notes animation, and then we're just gonna hit play, and then it'll do a countdown, and we'll start playing. like that right there. I think I'm just gonna leave it like this too, because sometimes I like to be pitch perfect, right? Where I have it stop right at the note so I can know that it's gonna change. But I think I'm just gonna leave it like this, how it fades in, gives it a more human feel for this beat, right? That's what I'm gonna do with this one. I like this already, though. And then we can switch to this part, right? Back to the main part. We have this in there. We add in the hi-hat. See, look, I already like that, but it already sounds good, man. I think we're set, y'all. I really think we're set here. I don't think there's much else needed for this classical boom bap beat, right? So I think all we need left now is I'm gonna try and see if I can go into my browse and look back at some old projects that I had, right? And see if I can find some sounds that I used. My projects. Not really sure what I'm looking for. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. We need like a vintage sound, right? So something like a vinyl record. Let's see if I have the vinyl still in here. Hopefully I do. It's like a record breaker sound. I don't know. Let's see what this is real quick. Doesn't work. Okay. Let's see. I'm just gonna stop. Ooh. I'm gonna stop screen sharing for just a second, right, guys? Because I don't want y'all to see any of my files. And then I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna see if I can find that vinyl record that I downloaded a little while ago. You're probably gonna use this, right? Yeah, this is the one. Okay. Actually, here, I'll just drag it right into the actual thing. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay. There we go. Got the vintage crackle in there. Okay, perfect. And then we can go back to screen sharing for just a moment. There we go. Alrighty, guys, and we're back. And we have our vinyl record in here. I'm just gonna mute our vinyl record in there for right now. Something else I have to do for the old school beat, which I'll just do quickly, right? But we're gonna go ahead and just set up our pattern, right? For our beat. So I'm just gonna mute this, put it down here for a little bit. Now we're in the playlist, right? Now this is where we arrange our beats. So once you hit over here in the pattern, right, you can right click on here, split by channel, splits all of it up together, right? It's a piece of the hardcore beat, the clap, and everything. So we're just gonna delete everything that's right here, right? And we're just gonna drag it in. We got the kick first. I guess we can just leave it how that is. And then we got the clap. We got the hi-hat. Got the snare. Got the drum. The yellow. Okay. Acoustic 1, acoustic 2, and we got the cube. All right, this is how I do with the EDs, right? And then we do the same thing, right? Control, select all of it, and then we just control B again, control B, control B, control B, just paste it a bunch of times, right? Now we're gonna go through here and just add an intro, right? Simply. So what we'll do, for me, what I like to do usually is I'll just mute everything first except the melodies, since I want that to be the main thing that we get introduced to first. Is this right? Make sure that you go from pattern to song, right? Because pattern is going to keep you into where your patterns are. So you'll only be playing whatever pattern you have going on, right? And also make sure that when you go to your song option, make sure that everything is unmuted here, right? And then when you drag it in here, you'll be able to hear it, because I know with the pattern, right, when you're in the rack, you might want to mute things so you can hear what it's gonna sound like with just one loop that you have, and then you have another part of the song, another part of the song. I get that, but once you go into the pattern, make sure that you unmute that. And then we're here, so we'll have just this part playing, right, when we're in song. Make sure we're in song. Just have a 4 count beat go in, introduce it, and then we could just have the hi-hat going, right? And this part, we'll just have the snare come in. Oops. And then from that part, right, introduce the second part. Let's just keep the snare right for right now. And then there we go. That's our first little part that we have. We have a little introduction, which is this 3 parts right here. And then we got that. Well, we got our introduction, right? This is the 4 count. People just, yeah, whatever, talking over the beat. Then they start rapping right here. We got the 8-bar count right here that we got. And then this turns into 12-bar count right here, which is the melody. So you got 12, 12, and then, so this is just 8 bars you have for the melody, right? Or for the hook, actually. And then we'll go back into the actual verse. And then the verse can just have the clap, right? And so how I'm muting tracks is I'm going up here to the mute button, which is T also on your computer, and you can just mute everything. So on this part, we'll just have just this acoustic going for the melody. I mean, for the hook. I mean, for the verse, sorry. We got the snare. And then we'll have to turn up the clap a little bit, because I know the clap sounds low. And then we'll just have this part repeat over again. What is it? Sometimes my control does not work for some reason, and like it only stops at the top for some reason. I don't know why it does that. Every time I try to like click everything, and like I guess if I drag and then like I let it go first, it does something, and it does something weird. And after melody, we can have no kick, and then the kick comes back in for the other part of the verse. And then they might want to have like another part, like another little 8. They might want a 12-bar verse, right? And then after this part happens, we can just go here. We'll have this playing. We go use this slice tool, right? We can slice some things up. Just slice all this up. Oops. I slice up something wrong. Okay, there we go. Make sure you have your slice tool on the correct way, right? Right here. Boom. And then for this part, we can just silence everything, right? Just silence all this. Except the snare. For the snare, we'll cut it up one more time, right? So for the snare, we'll just cut it right here at this line. So that last snare hits, and that introduces back to the main part of the beat. So all this is muted, and we'll introduce us back to the main part of the beat. So this is the verse, right? And you kind of see what I'm doing it for, but let's just fix this right here real quick, right? And then instead of that, right, what we'll do is we'll just make this little part right here. We'll click at the very top of this. We'll zoom in a little bit, right, so you can see it better. And then we'll just right click here, and then we'll make this single pattern for this acoustic, well, not this acoustic part, right? Sorry. We'll make this single part for the snare unique, right? So it'll make it part 2 over here, but we'll just make this one unique. So then it hits it twice. So we'll have like a boom, boom. And then we'll start right here for this part. It'll be like pat, pat. That's what we do. We'll have it on beat because that's on the third. We don't want that on the third and the 5. We want it on the 2 and the 4. Oh, well, here we'll do it right here. This first one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we want it in the 1 and the 2. Sorry. It's not. Turn off this. Let's see if it does it that way. Oh, silly me. I have this part chopped up too. So we'll just delete this part actually, right? And we'll just go back here and we'll extend this to normal and it'll just be muted. What we'll do here, right, is that we'll just extend this part here. So instead of doing that, we'll just move this. Oops, let me stop selecting that. We'll just move this. Oh my goodness. To like right here. Yeah, right there, right? That sounds good. Let's make sure this is actually on beat. Yep, see, this is not on beat. I want to be on the line. There we go. And that'll be just that little unique part. And see, and now be like a full, this is 1, 2, and this is 3, right? So for this part, we can just have this come back into the hook, right? And we'll just start off with this little part right here, all right? Mute this clap. And then we'll just have this part just repeat over and over again, right? Oh my goodness, what is happening? See, I don't know if it's this mouse or what, but it's just horrible right now. Okay, shift and drag. See, I have no idea why it's doing that. It's just acting really stupid right now. Okay, there we go. And then we'll just drag this right over. We'll just select all this again, drag it over, and then we'll have the same thing again. I'm gonna select this over again, and then we'll just drag this part over again. There we go. And I'll just have the main volume, right? So this is why I want it to fade out. This beat, I feel like it should fade out, right? So why I copied this 3 more times is to give room for the beat to fade out, right? So we already have the full thing right here, right? We'll just zoom out a little bit. So we got the introduction, 2 bars, which is 8, for 8 seconds of full just introduction. And then we have this part right here, which is like the verse. We got the verse, and then we got the melody, right? Melody again. And then after these two parts of the melody, it goes back to the verse, two parts, 12 bars for the verse. That's 1, 2, 3 parts. That's 4 bar, 8 count. So 4, 8, 12. And then after this 12, it goes back into the main verse again. The hook, the hooks are not the main verse. I say the hook. And then this is the hook, right? And then we have, this is the hook again, right? So this is more of the hook. So hook, and then more of the hook, a little freestyle or whatever. Well, yeah, no, really, this is 12 bar hook. And this is like leading up to the hook, right? Because it's the break. And then hook, and they say the hook again. Because remember, the hook is only 8 bars. So you say the 8 bars right here, and you say it again, so it gets stuck in people's heads, and then you just like fade it out. These 8 bar counts for the fade out. Like, yeah, this motherfucker town, 8 down, whatever, you just shout your city, whatever you want to do, and then just fades out, right? So go up to here to view mixer, and then we're gonna right click on this master channel, right? Because this volume, it changes volume up and down, right? I'm just gonna right click on here. I'm gonna create automation. It's gonna paste it into here, right? You can just drag this down a little bit right here, and then we'll just scroll all the way to the end. Oops. Or to scroll, yeah, to the end. I'll just do it like this. And then we're just gonna zoom in a little bit, and we're just gonna fade it out right out here. So you see how we have the kick right here and the snare. So we're just gonna right click right here. That's gonna create another point in the track. And then we'll go over here. We're just gonna grab this one, just turn it down to 0. And now it's gonna fade out very slowly, right? And then we'll just hear the full thing, right? So we can make sure that actually is gonna fade out correctly. So here we'll just start where? We'll just start like in the middle of the verse of the hook. Yeah, shout to 8 motherfucker. And then it fades out. Or you don't have to say nothing at all right there at the end, right? See, and that's it. And then boom, you got your beat. That's it. So really, after they say the bar, the hook, right, twice, because they'll say it right here, right? Because we have this one, and then this hook again, and then fade out. So people won't be talking right there. And make sure, right, to make it a little catchy, right, is that I put the main part of the verse or the hook with the beat, right? I put the cue part over there and the main acoustic part at the very end, like the last 4 seconds at the end, right? I put that at the very end, so like people catch it's like, ooh, this is really nice, because thought it was gonna repeat again, but it's actually fading out the beat, right? That's how a lot of old school boom bap beats are. Even beats now, like those still do that. Sometimes it just cuts off at the end, but that's a little nice. It's a nice little ring to it that it's got, right? So we'll just do that. That's pretty much gonna be the full beat that we have, right, guys? Everything else is really just gonna be to spice up the beat, right? So like this vinyl record, I could put like over the main part of the beat, right? Or we can just put it over every part, right? So we just do like in the beginning, we'll start right here. Just put it over every part, right? Or we can do, right, is we could just shorten it down so we can cover this part right here too, and then we'll just paste it again. Drag it, and then we'll just paste this part at the end of every 2, just to fill in that vinyl record feel. Give it that old school classic, you know what I'm saying? Go here, right? And then, so just to keep in mind, right, is that when you, this is speed this process, right? Okay, we're gonna go over here. We're gonna assign our instrument to each vocal part, right? So this is the master, right? This is the mixer, is where we assign each of our instruments to something so we can change the volume and the merging and stuff like that. So for here, we'll have the kick. Oh shit, what did I just do? Okay, I didn't do anything. Okay. So here, I'm trying to keep this tutorial short, but it's probably gonna be very long. I'm sorry about that. Right here, we got 1, we got 2, we got 3, we got 4, then we got 5. So 4, this is the kick, and then here, acoustic, we'll both make these 5. Since it's the same instrument, we're gonna both put them on on track 5, right? We're gonna keep this up so you can see it. Go to cube, we're gonna make this track 6. And then vinyl, we're gonna make it 7. This is the other one I meant to drag in, but I dragged in by accident. This is the real one, right? 7. So you could label all of these if you want to, or you can just clip them blank. Let's do that, right? And since we have our guitar playing throughout the entire beat, right, we're gonna link the vinyl record playing sound, which is this. Oh, I didn't assign 6 to anything. Yeah, wait. Oh, my bad. So this is it, right? Why is it? Something's not right. Oh, I'm on. I need to be on pattern. Wait, no, that still shouldn't change anything. And this still should not change anything. I don't know why it's not letting me listen to just the one sound. Because it's all on 5, 6 is on its own. Oh, that's right. This vinyl record, okay, so to keep in mind, right, you have to click on the vinyl record out here and then set the track up here and switch that to 7. Because the vinyl up here, this is the one I just dragged into the channel rack, but it's not the one I use in the actual track. You have to remember that to keep in mind. So these two are not really there. So now if we go to the mixer and we right click on 7, it's going to be just the vinyl record. So we're going to link this vinyl record right to the guitar, which is just the two things that are playing, right? So we're going to, how to link that, right? We're going to take this, we're going to just click on this right under here, and it's going to link it to it. So it's going to hide it, right? Like under the guitar. So it's kind of merged together. And this is like the dial to insert. So this tells you how much you want to be inserted into it, right? Less, you want more. It's all matter. So we'll just go over here, right? And we highlight just this one. We unmute this one. It's still going to be linked in there, right? See, and then the louder it is, we can make it softer. But either way, it's going to have it tucked up in there behind all the guitar playing, right? So we go into the main part of the song, right here. It's gonna be just kind of tucked up in there under the guitar. But I'm probably gonna have to do a whole separate live on actually like mixing and mastering. So I'll probably do this after this live stream, right? But I'm just gonna end it right here, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is a good, easy tutorial. Hopefully this wasn't too long, but it was kind of pretty much just a whole walkthrough of everything. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you actually liked my beat so far. Let me know if you want me to do more of this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys for joining me live. Peace.